the Senior Champion Bull. Reserve Senior Champion Bull, entry 1331, K-Cow Harlem 3E from the Worsta family of K-Cow Ranch at Elk Point. Kaylee Worsta, actually, the owner, along with her family, and Diamond W. Charolais. If you're marking your show program on our mature bull class, entry 1334 places third, 1331 second, and 1332 places first in class. Well, folks, we're going to do our group classes first before we get into our Champion of the World and our Grand Champion Bull class. So we would ask our entry for the Get of Sire class to please make their way into the ring. Our Get a Sire class, please, to make their way into the ring. Judge Hertz, it's a single entry class for you. And I hope, Robbie, you're okay if when we're done Get of Sire, we'll roll in with Breeders' Herd. I think it'll probably be easier for the exhibitor to roll in with Breeders' Herd after that. So this is your single entry class, Judge Hertz, for Get of Sire. Well, comments from our judge, sorry.
Yeah, I'm really glad that the Charolais breed decided to move these group classes up into, before the Grand Bull selection, because there's still a crowd here, and it gives these breeders a chance to showcase not only the Breeders' Herd that I think we're bringing in the last entry, but the Get a Sire, which these exhibitors should be dang proud of. I think on the Get a Sire, we got a class winner, division winner, and a second in class, so that's a pretty nice day. So I would definitely encourage those potential buyers to get out and get back into barns and visit about what this particular sire group is with the respective owners and how they can utilize that sire. And then in terms of the Breeders' Herd, it's just a really nice way to showcase those that are raising the cattle, not just purchasing them for the show ring, but really paying attention to the breeding and the lineage in these cattle. So I really commend this exhibitor for bringing in a really nice group of Get a Sire, and then adding to it with the Breeders' Herd. Let's put our hands together for these guys.
And that exhibitor and breeder, Judge Hertz, and crowd is McAvoy Charolais. Congratulations, McAvoy Charolais, our good Saskatchewan friends here at Farm for International, on our champion Get of Sire and our champion Breeders' Herd. Congratulations, McAvoy Charolais. We'll move into our Progeny of Dam class, folks. We have two entries for our Progeny of Dam class as our champion Get a Sire and champion Breeders' Herd move off on parade on behalf of the winners McAvoy Charolais. And our two-entry Produce of Dam class takes place next. And here are two entries, folks, for Produce of Dam. Two head from one registered dam, and Judge Hertz, your class is complete. And comments from Judge Hertz.
Again, I just want to reiterate how awesome it is to be able to showcase these cattle before the Grand Bull is selected. And, we saw these females in class, and we really appreciated the sound structure, how real they were, not a whole lot of huff and puff, and just really functional types of females that I think will go out and make really nice cows for this exhibitor. And then two bulls. We had the April bull that we really appreciated how much reach and go and the structural soundness that he had, and then the big bull that ended up being second in that class. And you see a little bit of type in kind in these match up, and so that's really good to see those dams producing at a level that and the consistent level. I opt to go with the bull pair to win the Produce of Dam, and a close second for these females. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause, please.
And thank you, Judge Tyson Hertz. Our champion Produce of Dam goes to the Worsta family, also a farm family of the year this year. K-Cow Ranch from Elk Point, Alberta is a Produce of Dam champion. Our reserve champion, Galele Charolais, Russell Galele and team from Crossfield, Alberta. Congratulations, the Worstas and the Galeles, our champion and reserve champion, Produce of Dam. Well, next up, folks, we will be bringing our 5 division champions into the ring for the final class of any individual breed show at Farm for International 2019. What happens tomorrow is our pen show and our jackpot show and the junior shows. So this completion of our Charolais show is the last of the open breed shows. So this is going to be the last piece of the puzzle to determine what makes up that class in Alberta Supreme tomorrow, and the contenders to vie for the opportunity to drive home a Ram pickup truck. Very, very cool that you can come to Edmonton, come to Farm Fair, and go home with a Ram. A hard-working truck with a whole lot of class to boot. The 2019 Ram Heavy Duty is definitely a champion at this Farm Fair 2019. Well, the Charolais Bulls that hope to get there, let's introduce you to them right now. Entry 1300 was our junior bull calf champion, JWX Grand Central 421G from Wilgenbush, Charolais. Second place in that class, Kay's Cattle. Kay's Royal Flush 18G, entry 1302. Our intermediate bull calf champion was entry number 1316. Entry number 1316, CML Sanction 938G from McLeod Livestock. And the reserve in that division, KR Land and Cattle Company, KR Land and Cattle Limited, KR Guaranteed 225G, entry 1305. Our senior bull calf champion was entry 1313, Elder Charolais with Elder's Platinum 906G. And our reserve, MVY Governor 5G, entry 1309 from McAvoy Charolais. Our junior champion bull, entry 1327, SVY Bojangles 829F from Syrienko Cattle Company and McAvoy. And our reserve junior champion, Wrangler Charolais and Johnson Charolais with HRJ Fan Favorite 804F, entry 1329. Our senior champion is entry 1332 from McLeod Livestock and Nelson Hershey Purebreds, CML Copyright 714E, and the reserve, K-Cow Harlem 3E from K-Cow Ranch, Diamond W Charolais, and of course Kaylee Worsta specifically within the Worsta family of K-Cow Ranch, entry 1331, our reserve senior champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our grand champion Charolais Bull class. And from looking at this outstanding selection of bulls born this year and last year and the year before, we want to turn our clocks a little bit back to a year ago right now, or a little bit less than a year ago, when the 2018 Charolais Champion of the World competition was taking place, December 1st to 14th. This was the 7th time that this annual competition had taken place, and the 3rd time for the Charolais breed to be included. More than 1,000 entries from 77 countries, featuring 16 breeds, were represented in last year's competition. National champion Charolais cattle from 45 countries were judged by 4 official judges: Jean-Pierre Martin Mercado of Brazil, Simon Collin from New Zealand, Simon Perrault from France, and Cesar Cantu from Mexico. The 2016 and 2017 Charolais Miss World was from Canada. The 4 regional champions in the 2018 Miss World competition were from Uruguay, Australia, Denmark, and Canada. And the winner of the 2018 Charolais Miss World competition was Judy, owned by Lauritz Gellert of Denmark. Judy qualified by winning the Herning Charolais Show in 2018. Presenting the championship buckle and banner to Moen Stendel, our PJ Butler, and Emily Lochner of Champion of the World Genetics and Marketing. Congratulations to Moens and to Loritz Gellert, and thank you to Loritz for sending along those prizes to go to our Grand Champion Female and soon the Grand Champion Bull of our Farm for International 2019 show. Now moving into the bulls, the 2016 and 2017 Charolais Champion of the World were also from Canada. The 4 regional champions in the 2018 Champion of the World competition ended up being from Brazil, New Zealand, Scotland, and Mexico. And the winner of the 2018 Charolais Champion of the World competition was Hairstone Jacquard, owned by Hairstone Livestock of Boncory, Scotland. Jacquard qualified by winning the 2018 Charolais show at the Royal Highland Show in Edinburgh. Presenting the championship buckle and banner to Shona McLaren, our PJ Butler and Emily Lochner of Champion of the World Genetics and Marketing. Just a reminder, folks, to let you know the 2019 Charolais Champion of the World competition takes place from December 1st to 14th of this year. And the 4 official judges are Hector Bonomi from Uruguay, Hayden Green from Australia, Derog McManus from Ireland, and Christy Collins from the United States of America. Folks, helping to put the capital I in International of Farm for International, please put your hands together for our Champion of the World initiative. And ladies and gentlemen, we've given Judge Hertz enough time. I think he'd like to make some comments. Folks, please put your hands together for Judge Tyson Hertz, certainly one of our exciting young judges in Canada. Let's hear him talk his Grand Champion Charolais Bull class.
Well, thanks, Rob, and I just want to, I know I forgot it on the Simmental show, so I made sure I remembered to do it here today. Our marshals out back and our ringmen in here today, can we please put our hands together, because they probably covered more miles than I did today, so let's put our hands together for them. I also want to point out yesterday in the Simmental show, Dwayne Martin and Jill Mader, as well as the marshals back there. I didn't get a chance to thank them. I always draw a blank on these closing statements, so I wanted to make a mention of them, as well as the ones that we had in here today for just keeping the ring moving smoothly and efficiently, and allowing me the best chance to analyze these livestock and see them for what I truly believe they are, and I just want to thank them for that. Before I go out and select the champion, you know, usually I kind of have these closing speeches kind of somewhat gathered in my head, but for this one I don't really have much, so I'm just going to talk from the heart a little bit about the cattle industry and what it means to me and how much it's done for my personal development. There's a lot of people in this ring and standing alongside that I look up to and that I consider mentors. And so I just want to thank them, as well as the associations that have put faith in me to evaluate livestock in a world-class event like Farm Fair. You know, we talked a little bit about it in the Simmental show, how the positivity needs to just continue in the cattle barns. And that's not just here in the ring, that's back at the stalls when we're discussing these cattle, because each one of these individuals has traits and certain you know, positives that it can influence any breed. I know that term breed changer always gets thrown around. Well, I think sometimes we just need those pieces from each individual to just keep progressing the breed industry, whether it's a Charolais, a Simmental, Red Angus, Black Angus, or the other great breeds that are in this beef industry. So I just again want to reiterate and encourage some positive words back in the barns, regardless whether you agree with me or not. I again want to say that these cattle are in here for, you know, the good ones that get the class division and back out here for a maximum of, you know, maybe 40 minutes or 50 minutes, and that's a pretty dang small percentage of their life, if you ask me. And you know, it's maybe not quite fair to the exhibitors to just, you know, place them on those 10 or 15 minutes. So I really encourage everybody to just get out there, go tour some pastures, go tour some herds, and find the ones that you like, and that when they're in their natural environment, select the ones that work for you. You know, this show ring deal is fun and exciting, and there's so much good about it, and it's so good for the development of our youth, and I'm a product of that development. So, but again, I want to reiterate that it's just a small sample size of these individuals' lives that I get to see, and I judge them on how I see them in the ring today, and I'm proud.